Hey! Hey, what's up, guys? Yeah, we are AJR. We're here at the YouTube space. We're going to be playing some acoustic versions of the new songs from our album, Neotheater. We have Adam over here. I'm Jack. We have Ryan over there on the ukulele. And,
we're going to also break down one of our songs on Pro Tools, and we'll answer some of your questions and stuff.
Yes, we'll do kind of everything. Right now, why don't we jump right into the first song? Does that sound good?
Let's do it.
All right, this is a song called Birthday Party. Let's get it going.
1, 2.
This hospital's got lots of crying kids. A minute ago I did not exist. It's nice to finally meet my relatives. I bet it's always gonna stay this fun. I bet it's easy staying away from drugs. I bet our parents always stay in love. Yeah, they always stay in love.
So me and all my people gonna be stepping in time.
Wow.
So me and all my people gonna be stepping in time.
So thank you for coming to my birthday party. I'm 1 minute old today, and everything is going great. Thank you for coming to my birthday party. I'm 1 minute old today, and my minute's been going great, and I hope it stays that way. I bet this Instagram's a load of fun. It's best to show the best of everyone. I bet it never bites us in the bum. I bet my ignorance is always bliss, except ignoring pigment in our skin. I bet my country's nice to immigrants, and that's just how it is.
So me and all my people gonna be stepping in time.
Wow. So thank you for coming to my birthday party. I am 1 minute old today, and everything is going great. Thank you for coming to my birthday party. I am 1 minute old today, and my minute's been going great, and I hope it stays that way. Never, everything is fine. Never, everything is fine. You got your good things, and I've got everything's fine. Never, everything is fine. You got your good face, I've got. Thank you for coming to my birthday party. I am 1 minute old today, and everything is going great. Thank you for coming to my birthday party. I'm 1 minute old today, and my minute's been going great. This hospital's got lots of crying kids. A minute ago I did not exist. It's nice to finally meet my relatives. I bet I'll never outgrow all my friends. I bet I'll see a female president. Yeah, I can tell this life will be a cinch, and that's just how it is.
Damn. You know what's really great? When you finish a song and there's zero applause whatsoever. Nice. No, I wasn't even fishing for it, everyone behind the camera. I was just making a little observation.
It's like we... Oh, I was about to say something so dark.
Oh,
I just remember...
No.
I remember being really young. There was some funeral.
No,
like
I knew you were going to go to a funeral.
Like a friend of the family or something, and we performed because we were really young. We did like a Broadway song.
We did like, "Give my regards."
But it was like a sweet thing, and then nobody applauded after.
Oh.
It felt, remember that?
And I think I complained. I was like, I know it's a funeral, but like, why is no one applauding? Like, come on. Yeah. Oh God. That is really dark.
Isn't that dark?
Yeah, anyway, yeah. Like I said, we're HAR. Our new album, Neotheater, just came out a few days ago. So we're just, yeah, we're really excited. This is our third album now.
This
right?
is our third album, yeah.
Yeah.
It was an interesting transition because the Click, it did well for us. It kind of like started this momentum. And so we kind of were faced with this question of, do we try to replicate the Click and replicate what our mindset on it? And we decided not to. We decided to really take a left turn and see if our fans would ride with us. And it's been out for 3 days, and so far it's been a pretty insane reaction.
Yeah,
so.
we just played Bowery Ballroom last night. We had our New York City album release show, and that went just so well because, you know, you go out on stage not expecting anything really. And everyone knew the songs already. That's extremely impressive in 3 days to learn a full album. I definitely do not have that ability, so hats off to you guys, seriously.
Yeah. At the funeral we performed at, they barely knew any of the songs.
They didn't even know any of those lyrics. It's crazy. I think we're gonna do an older one right now. Are we gonna do one from the last album?
Yeah.
All right, let's do Burn the House Down. Here we go. Cool. Right?
Used to keep it cool, used to be a fool, all about the bounce in my step. Watch it on the news, what you gonna do? I could hit refresh and forget. Used to keep it cool. Yeah. Should I keep it light, stay out of the fight? No one's gonna listen to me. If I write a song, preaching what is wrong, will they let me sing on TV? Should I keep it light? Is that right? Hey. Way up we go. Bend up and down that road. Way up, oh no. We gon' burn the whole house down. Watch me standing in line. You're only serving lies. You got something to hide. We gon' burn the whole house down. Yeah. We gon' burn the whole house down. Yeah, used to let it go. Walk into the show, gawking at the tricks on your sleeve. Too good to be truthful. I'm in a room full of entertainers and thieves. Used to let it go. Oh no. Yeah. Way up we go. Bend up and down that road. Way up, oh no. We gon' burn the whole house down. Watch me standing in line. You're only serving lies. You got something to hide. We gon' burn the whole house down. Yeah. We gon' burn the whole house down. Should I hang my head low? Should I bite my tongue? Or should I march with every stranger from Twitter to get shit done? Used to hang my head low, now I hear it loud. Every stranger from Twitter is gonna burn this down. Way up we go. Bend up and down that road. Way up, oh no. We gon' burn the whole house down. Watch me standing in line. You're only serving lies. You got something to hide. We gon' burn the whole house down. Whoa. Yeah. We gon' burn the whole house down. We burn it down. We burn it down. We gon' burn the whole house down.
Thank you.
Nice. Beautiful.
We want to.
You want to do some questions from
Let's
fans?
answer some Q&A.
Yeah, let's see what's going on. Okay. Amelia T wants to know, do we write the music first or the lyrics?
I think the process is extremely random. There's definitely no definite way to go about it, at least for us. I think a lot of musicians definitely have more of a formula, like, okay, we have a melody, now let's write to the melody. I think
Right.
that everything has happened for us, but I think the most successful songs of ours have come out of concepts first. When I say most successful, I mean the songs that have done the best. Like Weak started with a concept, Sober Up started with a concept,
100 Bad Days.
100 Bad Days as well. I feel like if you come in with a concept that's really strong, that's sort of the meat of the song. That's the thing that everyone's going to relate to. That's the reason they're going to listen to it again. And everything else, melody, all that other little stuff, we feel is just kind of like sprinkles and frosting to make it like extra great. But if you have one thing that someone can really relate to, that's kind of all you need for a great song.
Why did we decide not to do an overture for this album?
It was a tough decision. I think we felt like we would. So we've done an overture for our last 2 albums. Feel like we would have just been copying ourselves at that point, and we would have been trying to match what we did with the click. And right now, in our ability, I'm not sure we could match it. I think we would literally just be mimicking ourselves. And what's really exciting to us is surprising people, honestly. So we thought, let's do something really different. Let's have a totally different opening for this album. Let's combine the album all together in a different way. And what we did was every song on the album has a piece of another song on it. So we didn't even think about it like this, but fans are saying the whole album is like one big overture album,
yeah,
which
that's
is cool.
super cool.
Yeah.
A few more, and then we'll play another song. Obrigato wants to know, do you ever take a break, or are you already conceptualizing the next album?
Oh God, definitely not conceptualizing the next album. I don't think we could begin to get in that mindset
Zero
after
ideas.
this one.
Yeah.
By the end of this album, we were just like, okay, we have literally no more ideas, because as you know, a lot of our songs, like I said before, come from just ideas for songs. And I think by the end, we were like, I think literally if we tried to sit down to write another AJR song right now, we just wouldn't be able to.
It was like wringing out a sponge at the
It
end.
was just completely bone dry by the end.
Bone
we were
dry.
just bone dry by the end of that process. But
we're making the tour right now. That's kind of what we're using our creativity for. The Neotheater World Tour.
hey, thank you, JJ. Thank you. Wow.
So that leads into the next question. Pop25 wants to know, what are the names of the trumpet and drum guys?
Wow! Big shout out. We have Chris Berry on the drums over there, and we have JJ Kirkpatrick on the trumpet over there. Yeah, they're doing a great job back there. Good question.
Let's do one more.
Let's do another question. Cool.
How did you guys come up with the name Neotheater? Lauren Harrison wants to know.
Yeah.
That was your idea.
Look right at me. I
Well,
remember
that was your idea.
Yeah, I remember we were at Costco when I
Really?
told you the idea. I was like, we should invent a world, and we needed like a name for it.
You walk into Costco. We should use this world.
This is the world.
This is the world. Yeah.
A lot of the album is about kind of being in your 20s, and like the first half of the album is really innocent and naive, and it's songs like Birthday Party and 100 Bad Days, where these are, life is gonna come easy, and karma works the way you think it does. And then the second half of the album becomes more jaded, and then there's songs like Karma and Dear Winter and Beats and stuff, and the finale, and you start like learning all these lessons of being in your 20s, and we thought, what if we could invent this world, this like magical world where you didn't need to learn any of these lessons? And so we invented this world called Neotheater. And I like to not say what it actually means, because it means something to us, but I more care about what it means to you guys, so I'm not gonna say it.
Yeah. Yeah, we feel like the coolest kind, because we're huge movie fans, we feel like the coolest kind of movies are the ones with the titles where you don't know what it means. Like, I always use like Reservoir Dogs as a great example.
Pulp Fiction,
Pulp Fiction.
yeah.
Yeah, I think the goal behind that was, let's never ever tell anyone what it means, and let's just have a lot of people come up to us and say, this is what it means, this is what it means, and we're just like, okay, cool. But as long as they're talking and thinking, that's just the best thing ever. So that's why we did that.
The Lego Movie,
The Lego Movie totally fits in that category.
Ferdinand. Remember that movie, Ferdinand?
I remember that one. Let's do another song. Yeah. All right, let's play, we're gonna play a song called Dear Winter for you. Or I'm gonna play it for you.
Should we leave for this?
Are you gonna sit there or are you gonna look
No,
at
I
me
feel like
there?
we leave for this.
Why don't you leave, yeah. I just won't be able to stop looking at you.
Ferdinand.
Oh, wow. They get people in the mood. All right, here we go. This is Dear Winter.
Dear Winter, I hope you like your name. I hope they don't make fun of you when you grow up and go to school, okay? 'Cause Winter is a badass name. Dear Winter, I hope you talk to girls or boys or anyone you like. I just hope you don't stay in every night, 'cause I wish I was out tonight. It really doesn't seem like there's anyone for me, but dear winter, I hope you like your name. I'm hoping that someday I can meet you on this earth. But shit, I gotta meet your mom first. Dear winter, I hope you like this song. And even when you're 13 and you scream at me for parenting you wrong, I hope it's still a badass song. It really doesn't seem like there's anyone for me, but dear winter, I hope you like your name. You know I cannot wait to teach you how to curse. But shit, I gotta meet your mom first. Dear winter, don't move too far away. And please don't say I'm hovering when I text you to ask about your day. I wanna hear about your day. Will we still hang out and talk when I'm no longer in charge? Oh dear winter, I hope you like your name. I hope you let me take a shot with you on your 21st. But shit, you gotta ask your mom first. Dear winter, I'm looking for your mom. I gotta find a girl that doesn't mind that I'm inside my head a lot. Winter, it won't be too long. First, I just gotta find your mom.
Thank you. Thank you.
Did that feel good?
That felt great. You marching on the set, clapping for me. Thank you. Yeah, that was Dear Winter. That was a song that Ryan wrote. Ryan actually, of the album, we rewrite all the songs together, and there were actually 2 for this album that he just wrote by himself, and it was that song and Turning Out Part 2. And the story behind Dear Winter, thank you, is definitely our favorite thing ever to tell. I think we were up at school at Columbia, and I don't know, I was like going to class or writing a paper, and Ryan should have been, and he kept texting me all day. He was like, Jack, I have this like great new song, Dear Winter. And whenever he comes up with ideas for songs, it could really go either way. It could be, I think you came up with the idea for Birthday Party too. And the first time I heard it, I was like, this is amazing, we have to do it. But then there are concepts where he comes to me and I'm like, no, of course not, we're not gonna do this. So I never get excited prematurely. So I was like, okay, cool, yeah, Dear Winter. I knew Ryan wanted to name his kid Winter. So I was like, okay, it's probably about his kid. It's probably a joke though.
Joke?
it's probably a funny song. But anyway, I came home and he was like, okay, let me just play this for you. And we were actually really late on a deadline for like a 20-page paper. So he was like, I'll play this for you quickly and then we'll go write our papers. So I sat down on his bed and he was facing away from me because that's how his piano is situated. And he played the full song.
Yeah, and I'm playing it and I just hear like, and I'm wondering like maybe
his allergies are kicking.
It's allergy season, and Jack's like completely silent except for just, and then I turn around and Jack just has tears streaming down his face. His face is bright red, and he just goes like, "That's the best song you've ever written."
Yeah,
and
Ryan
so
just
we
goes, yeah, and like we had been in such a hard writing place for so long. Yeah, I remember like in the middle of the song, I was like definitely crying. Like, Dear Winter, I hope you like your name, hoping that someday I can meet you on this earth. And I was like, yeah. And then when he said, shit, I gotta meet your mom first, I just went, oh, and then it just like really came. I was like, oh wow, there's that too.
Somebody on YouTube asked if Winter is a girl or a boy.
You meant it as a boy.
I meant it as a boy, but yeah, but if you think of it as a girl, that's fine.
We've recently learned that Winter is more classically a girl's name.
A girl, yeah.
Right, yeah.
All right, I want to do something cool. I want to break down my Pro Tools session. We're going to do a song called Don't Throw Out My Legos. I'm going to show you. Do you have a cool shot of this? Are you able to see it? Cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I want to show you just...
He always gets the
Pat always gets the shot. I just want to show you just kind of how we made this song. I like doing this. I'm just going to show you stuff about the drums.
Yeah, what was the first thing that went into the song? I think the first thing that went into the song was the melody. The da 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 da.
Oh, right.
And we knew that was a really good melody. And I think we tried a million. Yeah, this. You
Sorry,
play
yeah,
it.
go ahead.
Oh no, don't throw out my Legos. What if I can't let go?
Yeah, so that was the first thing that we had. That was the first thing that we had for this song. We tried a million different lyrics with it, and nothing really clicked. It kind of felt unimportant. And I was walking down the street, and Ryan and I were in the middle of packing up boxes to move out of our parents' house. And I think the first thing that came to me is, what if I come back home? Or
I can't even go home.
Oh, I
was the
can't
first
even
thing.
go home. Something like that. And I called Ryan and I was like, obviously we have to write a song about moving out of our parents' house. That's what's happening to us right now. Let's use that melody. And that was kind of the first thing that came into the song. And then we started writing it, and Ryan,
I can't even go home.
yeah, that was the first line I came up with. And then production-wise, the first thing that happened, Ryan kind of went into a room by himself, and we knew what the vibe of the song was going to be. It was going to be this kind of driving drum beat. And Ryan went into a room and kind of just produced the entire initial drum beat by himself and said, "Is this good?" And I said, like, "That's it. That's ready to go." So why don't you go through the drums?
Yeah, absolutely. So it started with.
Yeah, wait. Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, they can.
You're
hear it.
being picked up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it started with this beat that is made up of car keys.
Right, I think that's just the sound of like keys and pans, and like he just combined them and then he just cut it up into a really cool driving beat there.
Right, and then we started adding kicks and snares. And the trick for anybody that's listening, that's a producer, the trick of how we kind of achieve our drum sound is we combine a lot of drums together. So even just for a kick drum, we have this, which is like kind of more of a stomp. We have this very low one. And then we have this very distorted live kick. And so all together, they kind of cover all of the like frequency spectrum and make something that really cuts through.
That's crazy because each one of those sounds so bad by themselves. Like,
Yeah.
that would not work in a song by itself, but once you put like 4 drums together, it magically sounds like a great drum. That's super cool.
Right. And then same thing with the snare. The snare is made up of 2 different snares. We knew we wanted a really tight kind of, like the snare in Penny Lane by the Beatles, that's just like, just really tight, like no reverb at all. And so that was made up of this, and together.
Nice. Yeah, play the whole drum beat together. Do you have that?
Yeah,
So once he got those drums in there, we were like, okay, this has to really drive. So with the keys and the pots behind those kind of hard-hitting drums, we realized this song like actually has momentum now. And now all of a sudden you kind of start bobbing your head to it, just like magically, you know? JJ likes it. Yeah.
Is JJ bobbing his head?
No, JJ was going like this.
Whoa,
So,
that's so badass. God, he's so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and then so that was basically the driving beat behind the song. And do you want to talk about the little samples in there?
Oh yeah, the samples. So
Yeah.
this was kind of a weird one. This is our very experimental production. We wanted.
Before you go into that, I'm going to say in just a general way, it makes us really excited in a song to have as many hooks as possible because we just love, everyone's really afraid of catchy melodies these days. I feel like it kind of defines a genre in terms of like coolness. Like, oh, if there's a hooky pop melody in there, it's not a cool song. We don't really care about that. We think that catchy poppy melodies are like the best thing ever. So we basically, in every song we write, a lot of people have criticized it for being like, they're like, don't make all your songs bops. You know, they've used that word that I've always refused to speak out loud.
I've never heard you say bop before.
Yeah, I know. I probably will never say it again. But anyway, yeah, this was just kind of another example of that, of us kind of putting like 2 or 3 hooks within one song instead of that just one main hook. So we had "Don't Throw Out My Legos," and we knew that was catchy, but we were like, okay, let's have another one. So that sort of might lead into
Right,
to
yeah.
this.
And so we wanted to kind of sample our own sample, and in a way we do a lot of, on this album, old-timey kind of 1940s choir and orchestra production. So we wanted to sample that and almost make it sound like we were cutting up like a tape and like pasting it in different places. So came out like this.
Yeah. And then we realized, okay, let's put drums over this and make it like really badass.
Yeah,
Because that kind of catches your attention right off the bat. I've never really heard a pop song or like alternative song that had that sound before.
One last thing about this part I want to show, just the music behind it. The way that we try to make things sound really modern and hip-hoppy is we do something called side chaining. So whenever the drums come in, whenever the kick hits, we want all of the other instruments to kind of duck down, and it makes it sound really like EDM-y. So like, I guess it's hard to tell, but but like the organ and the bass, like every time the kick hits, it kind of ducks down. I'm trying to think what other. Oh, do you want to show the end part?
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, we got. Oh yeah, in this album we got really into outros. I think we were realizing that we're also guilty of this, but people's attention spans in music are definitely getting a lot worse. And like I said, we feel the same way about ourselves. So we figured, let's put a lot of different parts into these songs. And this is one song in particular we thought, okay, let's kind of change it up at the very end. So we had this sort of bridge that kind of started to speed up and drive a little more, and then we had this kind of big explosive ending where the chords switch up as sort of like, okay, this is, that part of the song I like as opposed to the first part of the song, so you kind of get to split it up into parts.
Right, and yeah, for this end part, we got a little bit of live drums, but almost always we do all of our drums programmed.
I think I played the live drums on this one.
You played the live drums, but they were pretty like ducked in the mix.
He's so bitter about me playing the
He wants to play that.
on this.
And so with all the programming drums, we did a lot of kind of homework to make it sound really distorted as if it was a live set. So here are all the drums together. And then we added live drums. This is Jack playing live drums.
Oh my god, that sounds terrible.
It sounds
like literally zero low end to those drums.
No, yeah, but that's why.
I was so ready to be like, Chris, look at my drum playing, and Ryan, you just completely ruined that moment. Chris, that hi-hat's pretty cool, right? Yeah, I know, it's money.
Yeah, and so we had this big kind of swell, and then JJ played these trumpets. And it just kind of swelled into this big, crazy rock Coldplay kind of ending.
Yeah.
And that's making of Don't Throw Out My Legos.
Yeah, I think you did a good job with that. Nice.
Cool.
We have a few more questions from YouTube before we play our last song.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
What was the process behind designing the Neotheater album art?
Oh yeah, so we knew we wanted something animated because of just kind of the style of the music in the album. It's a very cinematic kind of netherworld sort of vibe, and I was going through Instagram. It's so funny because this is exactly what happened on the Click. We found our artists just through Instagram Explore page, and that's what happened this time. I was scrolling through and I saw this guy. His name was Michael Kuche, I think that's how you pronounce it. And his style was animating these very lifelike stuffed animal or puppet-looking things, and putting them in a real-world setting. We thought that's like such a great idea. We never really seen anything that looks like that before, so we called him. And it turns out that he's a huge animator for Disney. Like he did the Winnie the Pooh movie and the new Dumbo movie and so many others. And we said, oh no, like this guy's gonna charge us millions of dollars. And he didn't. He actually gave us a really great deal.
Yeah.
And he got it immediately. He heard the album and he said, okay, I have a great idea. And he sent us back this sort of image that we kind of worked on of us sitting on this mountain of instruments up in the clouds. And I think it was just like one draft, and we did it. He did such a great job. It's such cool album art. And that's the story behind that.
Why did we decide to have a Turning Out Part 2 on the album?
Yeah, Turning Out, like Jack said, that was another one that I just wrote by myself. I think both Turning Out Part 1 and Turning Out Part 2s are my attempts at writing a love song, which is not something we ever think to do because love songs are just the most overdone thing. It's hard to come up with anything unique. And so those were just both kind of a little vignette of where I was in my relationship at the time. And so I felt like Turning Out Part 2 was another, a little bit sadder moment in a search for love, and hopefully there'll be a Turning Out Part 3 that is more hopeful.
Really? Is it gonna be more hopeful?
It's already.
I guess it depends what happens in your life,
see,
right?
yeah.
What if you go even further downhill from where you are now?
And it just gets sadder and sadder.
Yeah.
And the songs get slower.
Turning Out Part 7 is just the slowest BPM
It's
you've
like
ever heard.
a church organ.
Oh, it's a funeral hymn.
It's a funeral hymn.
Yeah, oh no. Go ahead.
This is one that I can answer. Catherine Fuller wants to know, how do you balance school and making music and touring at the same time?
That's yours, yeah.
I've been in school nonstop for, it feels like, ever.
Yeah.
But I like being in school because everything that I learn in school, I feel I can contribute back and add more things to music. But at the same time, when we're on the road, when we're taking a break from stuff, I'm really passionate about the school stuff that I'm doing. So it gives me kind of another outlet to exercise my brain. So
Yeah, Adam's getting his PhD.
yeah, in human rights law. So
Who's whistling? It's like
JJ?
super annoying.
It's like super
It's like
distracting.
super right in my ear.
but yeah, Ryan and Jack are in school too. They're in film school at Columbia right now. And I think it's probably the same thing for you guys, right? You get inspired by film.
100%. Film really inspired us for the album. That's like our other love besides music. And it definitely did a lot for this album. Everyone asked us what our inspirations were for the last album, and I think it was mainly music, but movies kind of drove this. Specifically, we can give an example, like Birthday Party. I guess the way we set up songs, we thought about how movies do that. We're huge, like, Coen Brothers fans. We love them. And the way they kind of set up a scene, their style is they'll kind of just hop into a new scene on a really big close-up of a character you've never met before in a setting you have no idea where they are, and it'll just be kind of a slow zoom out. And in that moment, it's up to the audience to sort of figure out what's going on and how is this going to connect to the rest of the plot. The filmmaker's just kind of saying, you do the work. So I guess specifically for Birthday Party, we said, you know, let's start a song with this sort of atonal clarinet or trumpet sounding thing, these weird chords, and the first lyric is, this hospital's got lots of crying kids. Because in that moment, it's like, what are they talking about? Like, what's this song about? Why are these instruments sounding so weird? But then as the song progresses, you sort of put it together in your mind, like what's going on. So that's just kind of one way that film has influenced us. So that's kind of why we're in school. We just love that.
Yep.
So for the last question, a bunch of people want to know what's each of our favorite songs on the album.
You can go first.
Bless you.
Just allergies, really?
Allergies.
Wow.
I think my favorite is probably Don't Throw Out My Legos. It's probably the one I relate to the most.
Mine definitely goes back and forth. I really like Next Up Forever and the finale. I pair them together because they both have that sort of old studio choir effect that we decided to use as a theme for this album. I think that was such a great experience recording that and just hearing that for the first time live. And I think if I had to choose like a favorite that I always keep going back to, it's a song called Wow, I'm Not Crazy. That's kind of the one that I always find myself listening to.
Yeah. Karma for me, I think. That was the first one we wrote for the album, and we wrote it a year and a half ago, so we kind of cooled on it. We kind of forgot about it, and then we put it out, and just the reaction to it has been like incredible, and it just kind of renewed my faith in the song and my love in the song.
That's really cool when that can happen. That happens a lot, actually.
Yeah.
Where fans kind of give you a new meaning to it, and you kind of opens your eyes a little bit to your own
I
song.
saw when they did We Are Young, they had a similar thing. I saw an interview with them, and they were like, yeah, we had kind of forgotten about We Are Young, and then just hearing everybody's reaction to it, it just kind of found a new story in it.
That's unbelievable, because that's like the biggest song ever. Yeah.
Right.
Let's do our last song.
One more song? Yeah. Come on back up here, guys. Hop on back up here with us. Yeah, we're gonna play one more song for you guys. This is our current single. It's called 100 Bad Days. Thank you, YouTube, for having us. Appreciate everyone in this room. Thank you. And thanks, everyone, for watching. We're going to be going out on the road in the fall on the Neotheater World Tour. We're playing all over the United States and in Europe as well. For really the first time, we're doing a big Europe tour.
The tickets are below.
Oh yeah, I guess the tickets are below here. In terms of the show, if you've seen us before, you really haven't, honestly. That's what we like to say for this new tour. We're completely kind of wiping it clean and putting on an entire new crazy show with a bunch of theatrical elements and weird transitions. You know how we do this. So it'll be this new, cool adventure. So anyway, get tickets now, and we'll see you there. And enjoy Neotheater. Thanks, guys.
Remember when we all got drunk? I ended up with 2 broke thumbs. Oh my God, I felt so dumb. Lucky me. I wrote a song that no one knows. I played a show and no one showed. Oh my God, I felt so alone. Lucky me. When all is going wrong and you're scared as hell, what you gonna do? Who you gonna tell? Baby, yeah.
100 bad days made 100 good stories. 100 good stories make me interesting at parties.
100 bad days made 100 good stories. 100 good stories make me interesting at parties. Yeah. No, I ain't scared of you. No, I broke my heart, waiting for the waiter to return my car. Right as I let down my guard, lucky me. We had to work a bit more hard, only just to get a little bit less far. We could laugh about it all too much, but couldn't we? When all is going wrong and you're scared as hell, what you gonna do? Who you gonna tell? Maybe
100 bad days made 100 good stories. 100 good stories make me interesting at parties.
100 bad days made 100 good stories. 100 good stories make me interesting at parties. Yeah, no, I ain't scared of you. No, I ain't scared of you no more. No, I ain't scared of you. No, I ain't scared of you no more. No, I ain't scared of you. No, I ain't scared of you. 100 bad days made 100 good stories. 100 good stories make me interesting at parties. Yeah, no, I ain't scared of you. No, I ain't scared of you. 100 bad days made 100 good stories. 100 good stories make me interesting at parties. Yeah, no, I ain't scared of you. No, I ain't scared of you no more.
Thank you guys so much. We are AJR. Have a great day. Thank you.
Stay.